everyone, welcome to WellSome, the podcast where wellness meets self-development. I am Vicky, and in each episode we're going to dive deep into real conversation about health and personal growth. So in today's episode, I have the pleasure to interview again Trish Diez, which is therapist and the belief coach. And as I mentioned in the previous episode, she's my therapist, and we really want to squeeze her brain and trying to get as much information as we can from her wisdom. So welcome back, Trish.
Thank you very much, Vicky.
So in today's episode, we're talking about a topic that I swear, guys, like you can't imagine how many people, how many friends. I've heard having this problem, and I really wanted to make an episode out of it because we need to understand about narcissism. Because in today's society, especially, I feel from one side, I'm hearing so many people having trouble with narcissists. But on the other side, there's a thin line, and I know that people just abuse. You agree with me? Sometimes we abuse this term.
100%, yes.
And now everyone is calling everyone narcissist. And to be honest with you, I really wanted to have a conversation with a person, with a therapist who knows what narcissism really is from a very professional perspective, and convey the message to you guys, so not only you know exactly what narcissism is and you know how to spot red flags before getting into a narcissistic relationship, but also how to avoid them, because we don't want to invite these people into our life and we want to protect our energy and ourselves. So Trish, today we're going to dive deep into this very modern topic, I would say, and very modern topic, because everyone is talking about, my ex was a narcissist. I met this guy, he has so many red flags. I think he's a narcissist, blah, blah, blah. And in many cases, especially when it came to my friend, it was true. And by the way, guys, it happened to me as well, that I was in a narcissistic, I don't want to say relationship, but I was dating a guy that 100% was a narcissist. And the reason why I know it's because by talking to Trish and by, study a little bit about the topic, I'm sure. And also my mental state was not on point. So also this is the reason why I wanted to make this episode, because we need to know what it is so we can spot the red flags and run. So Trish, welcome back again.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So let's dive deep into the topic and let's discuss. And I really want to ask you, what is a narcissist? Because as I said, and I'm sure you agree with me, on internet we hear this term a lot, especially now in social media, TikTok. Oh, she's a narcissist. Oh, I'm a narcissist. But sometimes maybe we have the tendency to label everything narcissist.
Yeah.
But on the other side, I am sure that some people are narcissists because we experience that ourselves. So first of all, what is a narcissist?
Well, it's a very good question, and you're absolutely right to suggest that it's thrown around way too easily. My only point of reference, by the way, when learning about narcissism, is Professor Sam Vaknin. Professor Sam Vaknin. He's on YouTube. Everything he's ever provided to teach people about narcissism and warn them and prepare them and help them heal has been always offered for free.
Yeah.
On his website, his books are even downloadable for free. You can buy them on Amazon, of course, if you want.
Take notes, guys.
Professor Sam Vaknin.
Yeah.
He is the only and first person to have ever written about narcissists in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
He bases all of his information on scientifically proven facts. It's not opinionated. It's not from experience. It's from proven facts.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate his work beyond everything, because he's not only a diagnosed narcissist himself, so he's coming from
he's a narcissist himself.
Twice diagnosed narcissist himself.
Okay.
And he's a specialist in the field. And I've learned everything I know about narcissism from him. Everything else, okay, good on them, good on everybody. But he was the one to create the terminology stonewalling, gaslighting, no contact, all those sorts of things.
Everything that we hear right now.
All of the terms that are written around narcissism today are his. He wrote them. Okay. And he's not disappointed that people, well, he actually is disappointed that people are saying their own thing because they're getting it wrong. They're getting a lot of it wrong. And it's been hugely educational for me. And another thing that's very important is to say, if I was a GP, a general practitioner, a doctor, that doesn't mean I'm a brain surgeon.
Yeah.
Right? So we all have our speciality, and there are not many people around who have specialized skills in narcissism. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I can come at narcissism with educational information that I've received from Professor Sam Vaknin.
Of course.
I've even exchanged comments on certain videos, and he's written back, which has been fantastic. He's very active. And I would love to sit in some of his seminars and conferences because he's incredible.
Yeah.
Some people cannot bear to listen to him because he's a narcissist. And his tone is, it's tricky.
Yeah.
But I love the intense dive that he goes into narcissism. So I can share with you today his information.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, narcissists are excellent at isolating people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And those people who are most vulnerable and even a healthy person, a very healthy-minded person can become prey to a narcissist because it is prey and predator, okay?
Okay.
The game is prey and predator. The people who are most likely to be targeted by a narcissist are those who are feeling lonely, those whose friends groups have changed or reduced, those who are maybe disconnected from their family or maybe don't see their family very much.
Yeah.
Those are prime sitting prey. The people who have friends groups and social activities and a close connection with their family, they're harder work, so the challenge will be on for them.
They're harder to crack. Yeah.
Which is full-on love bombing.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting how he explains this. So first of all, there's isolation. Well, isolation's not the first thing they do, but that's a very big thing about narcissists. They're going to start saying things like, I don't like her. I don't like that friend of yours. I don't think she has your interests at heart. I saw her looking at you as if, she wasn't too happy with you.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure she's as good to you as you think she is? Or, I love your mum, but gosh, that drama that she lives in, isn't that incredible? Oh, she's a great woman, but that drama. Yeah, there's always this backhanded insult or reflection or reproach. Also, literally by saying, I'm not going to go if they're going. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go with you if they're going. Yeah. And all of a sudden you don't go any longer because he doesn't want to go out with your friends or something.
Yeah.
So you become less and less connected with your own world and more disconnected.
Yeah.
Something else that is very, I've made some notes here actually because it's really important. They create a fantasy which substitutes reality.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
But they believe it. They believe it.
So they really believe it.
They believe it. This is not a lie.
It's not far-fetched. They really believe it.
That's the difference between narcissism and psychopathy.
Okay.
Or psychopathy, however you want to pronounce it.
So before diving deep into every step, I just want to give a definition of a narcissist. What is a narcissist?
A narcissist is someone who has no sense of self. No self. There's a shell. It's a shell of a person. They will change with whoever they're with. They will want to seek validation at every moment. So they'll be the center of attention, or they will do something to attract attention. Yeah, they'll be at the center of attention.
Yeah.
Or they will pout or sulk if you're the center of attention. They will push you out of the way. They'll make gentle gestures. If you want to have a look at a perfect example, Meghan Markle is a great example of how she's behaving with Harry, where she puts a hand on him and pushes him away, or
I had the feeling. This
is a very, very prominent sign where it's just this gentle hand movement or this look, and the person who's been under this spell for a while knows exactly what that means. They have no empathy at all. They see you cry and they say, she's crying. That means she's sad. And then they go in to the vulnerability. They use the vulnerability.
Okay.
But they don't know they're doing it. This will come up in arguments, I'm sure. This will spark arguments. But please, excuse me, but I do follow this incredible research work from Sam Vaknin because his work is grounded in science.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't know why it's wrong. Psychopaths do.
Oof. So psychopath compared to narcissist,
Very
they're
close.
aware.
Very close. We are surrounded by both.
Okay.
So you've got your typical CEO who's very powerful and very achieving and all that sort of thing and very materially driven. That's a typical narcissistic trait, to be driven by material needs. And depending on how they go the next step is what we can decipher whether they're the narcissist or the psychopath. So if they fire willy-nilly 150 people and don't bat an eyelid, don't look into whether they've got families to feed or, don't have any empathy or don't discuss it at all, then you're talking about psychopathy. If it's a narcissist, I shouldn't say it like that. I'm sorry, I take that back. It's just that the psychopath will not care and know very well that some of those people will struggle and not care. He'll know what he's doing. He'll know that. He knows that they're going to suffer, they're not going to be able to feed their kids, and he will not care. He knows what he's doing. A narcissist doesn't know and doesn't look to know, doesn't question himself at all, and believes what he's saying. That's why this fake future, he believes it. If he's saying, yes, one day we're going to buy that house and we're going to live there, he's believing it.
Oh, wow. Because at the beginning I thought, because we're going to dive deep into it like in a moment, but one of the traits that I saw and I experienced myself is that they create this fake picture, like they are selling a dream, and then they reverse and then they change because eventually they're gonna show their true colors. And then I always ask myself, but do they believe in this dream that they created, or they know since the beginning that this is just like a way to manipulate reality?
It's a bit of both, because it's not like they sit back like you do and dream of this wonderful, home on a field with, chickens and growing garden, growing vegetables and a little stream, and think, oh, how romantic, won't we be happy? I don't think that that's what it means by him believing it. I think he just thinks that that's possible.
Okay.
That there's nothing, why wouldn't we do that? Why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah.
And you're coming with me because, of course, you're my source of energy, so you're going to be there.
Yeah.
And it's not because he loves you. It's because you're his source of energy. There's a very typical saying. Well, it's not a saying. I'm sorry, I'm a bit over the place because there's just so much information coming into my head.
Yeah, we have
it's
so many things to say, yeah.
But this man was speaking to his psychologist, and the psychologist said to him, you look a little bit low, are you okay? He was an elderly man. He was in his 70s. And he said, oh, I'm just sad because, Mary's not well. She's got breast cancer and she's not well. And this is going to be my third wife who dies from breast cancer.
Wow. This says it all.
So the psychologist says, okay, can I see Mary? Can I have a session with Mary?
Wow.
Because he's not going to change.
No.
There is no self. There's no self-regulation because there's no self. There's no conscious awareness.
Yeah.
There's no reflection. There's no introspection.
Yeah.
It's just, what can I get? Give it to me now. And if I can't get it, I'm going somewhere else.
Okay, so let's dive deep into exactly the step that they take to invite you in and then manipulate you as much as they can.
Well,
because there are steps.
Yeah, they'll want something from you. They'll either want sex or money or power or position or status or comfort of some sort, something that gives them what they want in that moment. And it can be non-romantic.
Yeah.
It can be a boss with his colleague, for instance. The colleague, the employee does this fantastic job and the boss takes all the credit.
Yeah.
And the colleague doesn't get mentioned.
Yeah.
So they're on the prowl, because it is a predatory energy.
Yeah.
They're on the prowl, so they're looking for their next catch.
Yeah, so first of all, they're testing the water,
and they're watching your energy, which means how you behave with people, how you how your body's moving. Are you loose? Are you tense? Are you a bit insecure? Are you a bit shy? Whoa, be careful if you're showing it up as a shy one, because they're going to come and flirt and love bomb you.
Like a lion with a gazelle.
Yeah, yeah. And so it is a tricky one. You really need to keep your wits about you. But then my job, from my side, is not focusing on them. It's focusing on the person.
Yeah.
Because one thing that we are leading into in this particular time in society is that we're telling our children, and even ourselves maybe, that we're wonderful, that we're just wonderful, that we are the best. And we can't be all the time. That's not real.
Yeah.
So this is what the breakdown is, if you like. So if we talk about the foundation or the makeup, then we can see how it all comes about, okay? What we want most in life is to be adored. We want to be the one. We want to be adored. We want to be chosen.
Yeah.
And this starts in our childhood. And if you have siblings, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because every time, you have siblings, your siblings have different experiences of the childhood because of their order. Right? Which is why sometimes if people go and get therapy, the therapist might say, where are you in the family line? Are you the eldest or the baby or the middle? Because if you're the baby, you didn't see mummy picking up another baby.
Yeah.
But if you're the eldest, you saw her do it twice. And what about you?
Yeah.
And if you're in the middle, you've got the big guy going off and doing fun stuff and the baby being loved. And what about me? So it really makes a difference on how you felt loved by the mother.
Yeah. So as always, it starts from you and the reflection that you're portraying into the world that should eventually attract.
Well, the thing is, we're wanting to replicate this, which is why this very powerful connection is made in the beginning with this love bombing and this isolation, because it's only us. It's only us. I want to run away with you. This is the best love I've ever had in my life. I've never met anyone like you. Oh my God, you're just amazing. God has sent you to me. All this stuff. And what is this? This is adoration. This is maternal adoration. This is replacing what we wanted from our mother in this, we're the only focus. We're the one. He's chosen me. I feel idealized. But the thing here is, the trick or the psychology behind it is that I'm seeing me in his idealized way.
I see the best version of myself.
Yes, I'm seeing the loved one. I'm seeing the adored one. I'm seeing the only one. I'm seeing the chosen one. I'm seeing the one that can never do anything wrong.
Yeah.
The best one, the most beautiful, the most intelligent. How can you be that all the time? I mean, let's get real.
Yeah.
What about real life?
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you from experience with my clients that 90% of the time we're not thinking about our partner that much, and sometimes not very nicely, because it's tough being in a couple.
Yeah.
But if we're being told the whole time, oh my God, you're just wonderful, you're God's gift to women, when I can't believe God's gift to man, I can't believe that you're mine and all the rest. This is just reinforcing our very infantile need to be the loved one, the cherished one, the adored one, the devoted mother with this child. And here he is showing up in his masculine body, because now we want a little bit more than the mum.
Yeah.
But we're getting all that deep, profound, intense connection that we become addicted. So when you go and tell your girlfriends about it, they say, I'm a bit worried about him. You think, I'm not giving that up.
Yeah.
So we secretly don't want to give it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why we stalk them when we've broken up with them.
Yeah.
Because we're still connected to that incredible internal energetic feeling of, that rush every time he turns up, because no one looks at me like he does.
True, by the way.
No one gives me what he gives me. Like, it's impossible to find that, to replicate. Yeah. We get these goosebumps and these butterflies. That's not healthy.
Yeah.
That's a big flag, because the next time you meet someone, a really decent guy, and you don't get those tingles and those butterflies, you're going to think he's boring. But he's actually very sane, very level. Yeah.
I agree because I've been there. And, I think from my experience, and I know that a lot of, I would say girls, because I still don't have experience with, like, I don't have friends who experience like narcissistic girls, which I'm sure there is.
Well, there's 50%. It's 50-50.
It's 50. Okay. That good to know. But on my side, I remember that I'm sure I was not attracting any narcissists before, but then there was a moment in my life where I felt extremely exhausted from work. So when we're exhausted, our barriers and our vulnerability comes up. And I remember that my friends started to be in relationships and I was the only one single. So I don't want to say that I was desperate to look for a relationship because it's not really my personality, but I felt like, oh, wow, so maybe I should get a relationship as well. So I felt vulnerable in this side. And I can recall exactly that the moment I attracted these people in my life were like I attracted those people in this moment where I felt most insecure and less loved. And I'm sure they play on this. And
well, yeah, what they do is they do the old cocaine in the lab rats, right?
Yeah.
Where they give you everything.
That's exactly the metaphor. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the metaphor. They withdraw.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're gasping.
Yeah.
To
You're
live.
panicking.
It's
yeah.
the addiction. It's the closest comparison to addiction that you'll ever feel, that without a substance.
Wow. Yeah, I agree.
I always, I don't say treat, but I always approach my clients who have been involved with a narcissistic partner or are in a narcissistic relationship as addiction. I go about it as addiction.
Yeah.
Because this has to change. This really has to change if you want to break free. But then you may not want to break free. And that's what I was mentioning earlier. They offer you so much. The more your friends and entourage say, this guy's not right, guess what you're going to do? You're going to choose him over them, and you're even more isolated.
Yeah.
Until you get to a point where he thinks she's mine now. I've got her. She doesn't contact her friends anymore. She stopped going to the gym. She's staying home more. She's not even wearing a makeup. Good. No one else is going to look at her. Great.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's break down every step they take to enter in everyone's life, because they have a strategy, guys. Like they have a strategy and they follow a path, a pattern. Like there's a specific one. There's the love bombing, and then they pull back, and then they come back. But I want to hear exactly from you, which are the steps?
Well, I'm not sure I can answer that properly. I'm going to try my best. Once they've met you and they wait for a reaction to what they're going to say, they're always going to be charming.
Yeah.
They're very, very, very rarely goofy, although for those girls who seem to like goofy, they will become goofy.
Yeah.
Because remember, they have no self, so they'll change.
They study you.
Yeah, they study enough. If you're at a bar or you're out and about or you're in a group, they'll just watch you for a little while and then they'll come over. And they may wait until you've been there for a little while and just, wait till you're a bit looser. But they're going to drop little things in, okay? I have a client, actually, in this very moment where he said at the end of the night, and they were just all talking and enjoying themselves, nobody was going anywhere, but it was at the end of the night, he said something like, you don't mind a drink, do you? Shame.
Oh.
Shame. Right there and then. And that remained in the relationship throughout, where he would drop little shame nuggets all the way along. And she didn't even think, she went, no. Because what do? We defend ourselves.
So was he the narcissist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a test narcissist, which was soon to be very overt, very loud, very clear.
Yeah.
But so she didn't pick up on that. What did she do? She changed her behavior. She turned her behavior into the girl who didn't drink very much. And of course, by the way, she didn't drink very much, but she was having a nice time with her friends like she always does.
Yeah.
And yet she was being shamed for it on the first time, the first day they met.
The first sentence.
Yeah, you don't mind a drink, do you? Shame. And so from that moment, she had to defend who she was.
Yeah.
And pretend not to be that person anymore if she was going to be attractive. Now, he wasn't sweeping her off her feet or anything, but he was definitely showing her a lot of attention. So she thought, ooh, this is exciting.
Yeah.
And he's got the gift of the gab, and he's a great guy,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a very interesting experience. Very early in the piece, he gave himself away and she didn't see it, because only after a few sessions when we went back, I said, Are you sure there wasn't something that could have alerted you and she saw it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Another thing that they do is they monopolize your time, your access. They monopolize the access to you, which means that you'll hear phones ringing all the time, or you'll get an email or a text, or they'll turn up. They'll want to monopolize access to you. You'll think it's charming and lovely, and oh my God, he sent flowers. Oh, that's just so. Oh, he's outside. What do you mean he's outside? Oh, he's outside. He's waiting for me after work. Oh, he wants to take me for a drink. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, I've seen him every night this week, or I've seen him every week.
Yeah.
Okay. They want to monopolize you to get you to really create a dependency, which is why it's like an addiction. They want to create an addiction, a dependency on them.
So you get used to them, and once
and that level of attention. Let's not kid around. It's not easy to find that kind of attention, right?
Absolutely.
And if you're feeling
it's not
lonely,
sustainable, so
not sustainable. And if you're feeling lonely and you've cut yourself off a little bit from your own friends, or because you've started meeting this guy, and prior to that you were feeling a bit lonely, which I have to say in some parts of the world we can feel quite lonely.
Absolutely.
And again, with social media, we're getting lonelier and lonelier, and on our own more. Then it's not unusual that we would be attracted to someone who comes along and charms us.
Yeah. So let's say that the first stage is basically love bombing, which it is. So just filling you with like love and attention. And of course they study you because they want to target you specifically because, for example, if they know that, again, you love going to the park, all of a sudden they love to go to the park.
That's right, because they have no self. It's all about, I'm going to copy what you say.
Exactly, to catch you.
That's right.
And then this behavior, it's not sustainable over time for a narcissist. So I'm sure there's a moment where they feel that they got you, so they pull back, or at least they show their true colors. So how does it work? Because this is connected to the fact that it's addiction. Addiction is not stable. Addiction, you have a moment of high and lows and lows and lows, like a dopamine things. So
well, when the dopamine is cut off brutally, you suffer. You go through withdrawals.
Yeah.
It's like telling you, after being an alcoholic for the last 6 months, that you're not going to have any access to alcohol.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people don't go to rehab with that fear. What do I do without alcohol? So, what will I do without him? How will I ever cope without him? How was I before I met him? My life was so empty, and now look at it. So it's very difficult to...
But when do they do that, and how do they do that?
Well, they do it when they feel confident enough that you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
If you start showing signs of independence, autonomy, self-worth, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in trouble. You're going to get punished somehow, in some way. Maybe you'll get the cold treatment. Maybe he'll sulk. Maybe he won't tell you where he is for the last... Just simply if you say, I'm going to the gym, or I'm going out with the girls, or I don't feel comfortable. I feel like this is a bit too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to slow things down. Oh, yeah, he'll slow things down. He'll disappear and see that's why they go fast and furiously in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking only men, by the way. As I said, it's 50% women.
Yeah, it's genderless,
according to Professor Sam Vaknin. Women, for instance, let me give you an example of what women do. They won't do the material thing. They'll do the body. They'll do the looks, they'll do the voice, they'll do the sexuality, the sensuality. They'll do the flirting, they'll do the touching, they'll do the closeness, the whispering, the perfume. It's all a part of the seduction.
Yeah.
And it'll be right in your face.
Wow. I didn't know about this side because, of course, I see it from a girl point of view. So I know what men can be capable of.
And I have to say, there's one small observation I've had with female narcissists, and that is they don't take so long to stop the game because the man's in, the guy's in. He thinks, "Ooh, look at me, happy days. I've got this beautiful woman, and she's so sexy and she's so sensual and she just wants me. And how did this ever happen? And this is amazing. And it's gone on long enough for me to think, wow, maybe a month or two, whereas women might take 3 or 4 months, maybe.
Yeah.
A little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, he doesn't want to seem overzealous and so he'll wait until you start showing a bit of interest and then in he'll come.
Yeah.
Women will do the same thing, but they give up the act quicker because they've got more to offer.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, makes sense. And this is exactly the moment where you create addiction.
Yes, exactly. Anything that you can't have that you've been having, that you've been loving, that's made you feel better, different, happier, that you take that away. Just watch, for instance, young children, if you give them an iPhone or a tablet, they're going to go nuts if you take them away from that. That's why it's really not good, by the way, to give little children a screen until they're at least minimum 3 or 4, and then to limit it to, but nevertheless, that's another conversation. But you can see it already in the very early stages. I've seen children literally throw themselves on the floor and scream and hit their parents and want to break things and everything because they've had their tablets taken away.
Absolutely.
So it's no different. We're just children wanting to be loved by our mother. And that's the basics, the crux of it. The interesting thing about narcissism, I'm sorry, I think you wanted to go through step by step, but so in the beginning, it's an investigation, okay, to see just what, and there'll be a few little things thrown in to see if you respond or not. A little put down to see if you defend yourself or if you go, interesting, and walk off. Right? So it'll be, you don't mind a drink, or do you work out, or
a test.
Basically. A test. There'll be a test to the point where they will see how you reacted to that. And if you're a people pleaser, because that's what we do. A lot of the time, we're more worried about being accepted than accepting. Then they've seen it and they've learned. So from there, it will ramp up, and there will be this huge moment of ultimate love bombing, and they'll work out what you love. If you're a nature person, all of a sudden the hired Ferrari goes back to the hire shop, and out come the hiking boots. Anything to fit the role. It's a role. It's not a person. There is nobody inside. There's a shell. Nobody inside, which is why they will not change. Professor Sam Vaknin is a self-diagnosed, 2-time self-diagnosed narcissist, openly admitted it and written about it. He knows he will never change.
Wow.
But he's aware. So he's writing to educate, and it's his passion. It's his purpose, because he can only explain it from what he's studied, what he's discovered. He's seen so many other scientific evidence, and himself, his own situation and relationships. So he can speak wholeheartedly, and I swear that it's probably the best source of information. Another thing they do is they won't allow you to be brought down to earth. So they'll prevent you from seeing your friends and your family. They'll badmouth them, or if you're getting therapy, get ready for therapy doesn't work. Even education. I've had people tell me that their partners won't have their kids educated because they believe that education's nothing. It doesn't. It's just remembering. It's nothing. It's just remembering. There's nothing in education. It's
Crazy,
a waste of time.
To this extent.
Because he wants his children to be kept at home and controlled, and not to be successful. It's not the same mind. It's not the same mind. We need to be careful not to think, how could he do that, or how could she do that? Because it's coming from a place of, I wouldn't do that. Well, no, you wouldn't, because you're not a narcissist. That said, when you're with a narcissist for a while, you're going to become a narcissist in your own way.
Wait, what?
You mirror each other. You have to be very careful of your own behavior. Not to the extent that they will. That's not the case. But we mirror each other. So what we might think it's getting them back by behaving like them. So we're behaving like them.
Of course, because we need to obtain reactions from them.
Yes. And when we're driven to the edge because we've not been getting what we were given so much in the beginning, and where is that guy gone? Where's that love gone? Where's that attention gone? We might have an episode where we lose it. That's not healthy.
Definitely.
And that's when they say, look at you. Who's the narcissist now, screaming at me, telling me that I'm not good enough and I'm this and I'm that, and putting me down. So we are very susceptible to copying those traits if we're not careful.
I swear that I've never heard this before, so I'm so glad that we're talking about it, because I mean, I have some knowledge about it, but the fact that we can absorb their energy and eventually replicate in order to get a reaction.
Well, we have to counter manipulate. We're being manipulated so much, we have to end up counter manipulating.
Makes sense, yeah.
And don't take my word for it. Look it up with Sam Vaknin. He's the specialist. Yeah. And when I heard it, I thought, oh, what does that say about me?
Yeah, of course.
And of course I can see that I badly behaved when I was in poor relationships, because we're driven out of our natural state of feeling comfortable and confident. Eventually there is nothing left of you in a narcissistic relationship. There is nothing left of you. They will not wait until you're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Can we also say, because now we talk about all the steps. So basically it's the studying and testing you, and then the love bombing part, and then there's pulling away. And then eventually they will come back, because narcissists always come back.
Yeah.
But I want you to tell me if this is true.
Yes, they always come back because you're easy game. They know how to push your buttons. And they want to take you down. They don't want you to thrive. They tell you they do. That's the mind mess.
Yeah.
But they don't. And their whole intention is to take you down. It's not to have you do well or flourish. I mean, you might have them stand next to you in a photo op or something if you're at a gala or whatever. But at home, you're being told how embarrassing you were, how much shame they feel for being with you on that evening when did you see the way you behaved? I mean, aren't you embarrassed? And all of a sudden you just shrink into nothing.
Yeah.
So it's really, really important to understand that it's a mind game. It's a mind game, which is why, it's hard work. It's hard work to get into someone's belief system when they're so addicted to the love that they've felt, what they think is love.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When you've gone through these several months of having eaten and drunk and lived in this pool of, adoration and devotion.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very hard to then be okay with if it doesn't come back.
Yeah, to be
so
grounded
you hang
again.
in there thinking, where's that guy? Oh my God, I've just got a client recently who's just literally stepped out of an engagement. He was due to be married in November, and he's left the engagement because he finally saw what she was doing.
Manipulating and
she arranged it in such a way in the beginning that he just thought, I have never felt like this before.
Yeah.
And of course not, because they don't come along every day, these people. And she got him to send her money every month and make sure that she never had to work ever again. They were just engaged. They hadn't met for very long. She wanted to rush into it. She said, you're the man for me. You're not going anywhere. Yeah. I'm not going to lose you. You're my dream man. So he went with it. I mean, they're late in life.
Yeah.
It's his second marriage or his third marriage. And he was doing everything she said.
Yeah.
And
he was following. Yeah.
And finally, the big lesson was, what is love?
Yeah.
What is love? So there are lots of things that go on. The trick in narcissism is, the twist is that when we've been in the company, let's say we're a female with a male narcissist, okay? When we've been in a relationship with that person for a long time, we've taken on eventually the role of mother from the beginning, actually. But we don't know that because we're so adored and everything. So he knows that by love bombing us, as women, we're going to turn into that mother that he wants, because he's infatuated and in love and hates his mother all in one.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Resents her, hates her, loves her, can't live without her, kind of thing.
So basically narcissism might come from a conflict that you had with your mom maybe in the past.
It could be nurture over nature. It could be nature as well. It could be genetically, according to Sam Vaknin. I mean, I'm only speaking from his findings. But in any case, once this woman has taken on the role of mother, that then means that she stops having her own needs met. Okay, she's prioritizing her child's needs. So he's getting everything he needs. So he knows that she'll be home when he comes home. And he might kiss her on the cheek, say hello, and then go off and have his night out. And this might happen over and over. Could be sport, could be boys' nights, could be travel, could be job, could be work, could be something else, anything. But he will come home, there she is, cooking dinner, kiss on the cheek, and out he goes.
Yeah, exactly like a mother.
Exactly like a mother. Now, the trick here, or the mind twist, is that once you've done this for a while as a woman, you've now integrated that mother. You've now become that mother to your own mind. You've accessed that mother.
Yeah.
And mothers don't leave children.
Okay, I can see. I
and
can
have
see
trouble
the trick.
abandoning their child. So when they say, I can't do this anymore, and he goes crazy and says, what are you talking about? Of course you're not going anywhere. There's no way. Or he might, no, please don't leave me. I'm going to change. I love you. You don't understand how much I love you. She just sees intrinsically and very deeply, subconsciously, the child saying, don't leave me, because she's integrated the mother.
I guess I see, yeah.
So by then, she's locked in.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how he's going to cope. I have so many clients who are more worried about how he's going to cope if she leaves than how she will cope if she leaves, and having left herself behind.
Yeah,
in a
typical
million
mother's
pieces.
behavior. Yeah, you're right, yeah.
So this is the twist. So what we must always be aware of, both men and women, do not parent your partner.
Yeah.
They're not your child. If they can't do it, stand back and see when they will. And if they can't, and that means something to you, you can leave. You should leave. Yeah. And another thing is, in a relationship with a narcissist, you're not a partner. You're an opponent. It's a competition.
Okay, so it activates this competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go out. I can do more than you. And if you're funnier, if you've got more attention, if people constantly compliment how lovely you are, they're not going to like that. They're going to want to pull you down. Yeah, you're not a partner. You're not an equal. You're not a partner, because there's nobody here anyway. So you wouldn't want to be an equal to that, because that means you're nothing. But that's where he's leading you, or she's leading you.
Interesting.
So you're a supply, okay? You're a supply of something. Energy, which means attention. Are you all right? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Money, status, lifestyle.
Something they want, specifically.
Something they want.
Yeah.
Power.
Because they're empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're empty. So they just like I think a mosquito can live. I think they have to get blood every 12 hours or they die. Well,
it's same thing. Yeah.
They just wilter. And no contact. Another part of the scenario, the no contact thing, very important. No contact means no contact. It does not mean that you stay friends with the brother, or that you get on really well with his mother.
Yeah.
Or that you work with his father.
Yeah.
Or that you watch him on Facebook or social media and you don't contact him. Even if you say to yourself, I haven't spoken to him in a year, but you check out his profile picture. This is still contact, and you're still secretly hoping that they contact you in some way.
Even if you finally had the chance to get rid of him
or
her.
Very few actually get away and stay away. And they may eventually stay away over time, but very few actually manage to completely cut and never look back, because it's been so painful.
Wow.
It's been so damaging.
Yeah.
That they're still drawn to that experience.
Yeah. So it's very important to say that I think it's crucial to spot the red flags, even though at the beginning, the love bomb, everyone loves, a person who adores us. So it's difficult to pull back even at the beginning. But I think it's so crucial to just spot the red flags before getting into this, because you can basically ruin your life.
Trust your gut. Your body will actually do the talking for you. If you go, every time something happens, that's not healthy. If you don't feel good, and you know you don't feel good, but you're talking yourself into staying for whatever reason, get some help. Get some help to help you through that, because it'll be difficult on your own. They're going to work on you.
Yeah, especially because like pulling back from a relationship like this, I don't want to say it's almost impossible, but as you said, it's a very complicated job, and it requires a lot of energy, because these people, you are the source of energy for them, or source of whatever they want. So they will always reach out, because they also want to get power from you, and they're controlling. So,
but they know you. They're they are your kryptonite. So they know you.
Yeah.
That you've already shown them the roadmap.
Yeah.
So they'll just do it again. So in the meantime, for you to be able to really resist that, it's needed to build yourself up on the side. You need to really build. So keep your life busy, keep your friends, keep your activities, keep your family. And whoever comes into your life, if they don't add to your life and lift you up, don't go there.
Yeah.
Because just remember, your life is made up of many bricks in the wall. They are not the only brick. You've got a brick for family, a brick for maybe children, a brick for education, a brick for work, a brick for girlfriends, a brick for guy friends, a sport, whatever. You've got lots of bricks. Just because one of them comes out doesn't mean the wall falls down. So, and again, your experiences don't define you. So if you have had an unfortunate experience with a narcissist, it doesn't mean everyone is a narcissist. And maybe now you're really onto it and you can actually smell it a mile away. But another important suggestion is, after dating a narcissist and coming out of it alive, most advice suggests 1 year no dating.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
1 year no dating. It's the same after rehab.
Oh, wow.
1 year no dating, and 1 year with only a plant, to see if you know how to look after your plant. Because if you can look after your plant, you can look after you.
Okay, so as if you're like on a
or
drug
a cat
rehab,
or a dog. Yeah.
as if you're like cleaning yourself from drugs.
Yeah. It's a drug. Look at the dopamine rush, and the endorphins, the serotonin, all the things that make you want to, leap tall buildings with a single bound.
Yeah.
But waiting for you is kryptonite during that relationship.
But I have a question also, because I feel that this dopamine game, it's a game that, let's say, no matter what, no matter how much maybe therapy or no matter how like your personality and everything can trick mostly everyone, because it's basically playing with your game. Like the dopamine effect is tricky. So of course, if you're working on yourself, you might spot the red flags before, and you might pull yourself back before the dopamine game comes. But I feel that like there's no person who's immune and person who's not immune on this. So what's your suggestion, for example, for young girls or young boys, or not even young, like everyone, but I would say maybe a person that has no much experience? What's your recommendation on like how to protect yourself and how to be as grounded and conscious possible to just avoid these people, because it's their fault on how they are, but we don't want to welcome them as well.
Well, it's a great question, and I'm going to respond by touching on the subject of what we think empaths are.
Yeah.
Okay. According to Sam Vaknin, empaths are just another way of narcissism. It's what we call ourselves, where we want people to think that we're really kind and sweet and loving and generous and lovely.
So you mean that we use this people-pleasing technique to just to be nice, just to manipulate what they think about us?
We are such in our people-pleasing mode that we think it's because we're empathetic, but we're actually just boundaryless and have no self-worth in that moment.
Yeah.
We have to be very careful. An empath does not mean that they have no boundaries. It means that you can care, but you don't get affected. You don't have to be affected.
Yeah.
You can care, and you can offer to help, but you don't get emotionally attached.
Yeah.
And the emotional attachment comes from what you're believing. So we unpick the thoughts that make you think you need to be there to save someone or help someone.
Yeah.
Because narcissists will only thrive on people who cannot say no, who cannot stand up for themselves. Very early in the piece of your relationship, if you start showing that you're clear-minded, that you have a much stronger desire to look after yourself than to look after someone else, he's going to walk away. She's going to walk away. They're not even going to waste their time. They'll try for a while, but if you're really solid in your ground, that you say, well, actually, what I do matters. I'm traveling to Turkey next week for business, and I've got a gig on in Los Angeles next year, and I really want to spend time with my parents. So look, I can't see you until, it's been lovely. It's been great. Thank you so much for the last 2 months, and I'll see you in 3 months when I'm back from traveling.
Yeah.
They're not going to like that. And by the way, you'll be replaced before you can get on the plane.
Yeah.
They're not going to sit home and cry.
Yeah. No, definitely not.
These are not normal humans, they're not people.
They must be doing this with so many people and then maybe pick the victim.
Or they don't even pick. They just keep them.
They just keep them, yeah.
Yeah, there's very many occasions where they don't give up anything. Everyone just keeps on.
Because more attention, the better.
That's absolutely right. It's all about validation and being loved and seen and, thought of, wow, isn't he great? Or isn't she great? And so sexy, so attractive, so this, so that. They've got to be adored. And what they're doing to you is what they really want you to do to them. And that's why they're doing it, because eventually you'll start doing it back. And then they get what they want. And then you keep doing it, hoping that it'll come back. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? I keep rubbing the lamp and he's not there. And he's not coming back. Only if you leave him. And then look out, you're going to be love bombed again.
Yeah. Because the game starts again.
Or if he's a grotesque narcissist, you could have a very dangerous moment. So you have to be very careful who you're dealing with. And that's why if anyone thinks that they're in a narcissistic relationship of any sort, seek help. Really seek help to at least get some clarity on your own personal situation. Because if you're involved with a grotesque narcissist who has proven to be violent in any way, even if it's verbally and not physically, which is no better, but at least you haven't got broken bones and you can still walk out, right? If you are involved with someone like that and they know that you're planning to leave them, you're in trouble, you're in danger. So you mustn't let out your game plan until you know what's going on and you get some help.
No, that's amazing that you said that.
If you're in a relationship with a narcissist, and the hardest ones to detect are the covert narcissists.
There are different layers of narcissism and different levels.
Yeah, vulnerable narcissism or covert narcissism is the one where they might come up to you and go,
the victim.
Yeah, that boyish, childish little, and you go, oh, you're so cute.
Yeah.
That's that sort of, and the victim, very victim mode. Another thing is, the victim, if we think we're a victim to narcissism, that means that we believe we have no agency, that we have no inner choice, no power, no strength, and it feeds our victimhood, and it takes away our life. We literally lose our life to that. So one relationship or one experience does not define your life or you. So if I think I'm a victim of everything, and then I write this fabulous book that sells a gazillion copies, where does my victimhood go?
Yeah.
Can I still be the victim if I'm making a really good living with my book?
Yeah.
If I've really become successful?
Yeah, so, makes sense.
Do we really want to be the victim all the time? Because we're not allowing things to come into our life. And when they do, we can't even see it because, oh no, hang on, I'm the victim. Of
course.
So they play the victim because we love to nurture. And even the men, this very man who broke up his relationship with his fiancée, felt sorry for her because she had such a small house. She had a house. Yeah. Some people don't even have a house.
Yeah,
you know?
True.
And he just thought, oh, the poor thing. And I said, can we just talk about what you're thinking here?
Yeah.
Get this clear. And then little by little, we unpicked it and he went, oh, yeah. So they can be mesmerizing because the passion and the love and the attention is so intense.
So this is the victim one, but it's still not the very, I would say, hardcore one. The one that
grotesque.
Is very, the grotesque.
Narcissist,
The grotesque is the violent one, correct?
Yes, the grotesque is the violent one. Well, Puff Diddy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sean Diddy Holmes, he's a grotesque narcissist.
Yeah.
He made it very obvious that his partners were in danger.
Yeah.
And he was doing nothing to help them break free. Nothing. He was not looking after their interest at all. If they were sick, didn't matter. So this is a narcissist.
Yeah.
And then you've got your vulnerable narcissists who are the victims and the ones who always get sick and I don't feel very well. I don't want to go.
Oh my God, I can see this coming, because exactly from my experience, the guy I used to date and see, always sick, always sick. And I was like, no, I don't know if I want to be on the phone because I'm so sick. And then mentally I was like, no, you need to be on the phone with me because I mean, I'm going to save you. And it was like, but I'm not sure, like very victim mentality.
Well, the thing is, he got the attention he was hoping for, possibly. And if not, he tried hard when he was a child and when he was sick.
Yeah.
So, mum may have stayed home from work and looked after him. So he got what he really wanted because he was sick. So now he's sick.
So Trish, I have a question, because in today's society, I've seen so many contents, and I've seen so many, I've heard so many stories about narcissism, etc. As I said at the beginning of the episode, to be honest with you, 10 years ago, I've never heard the word narcissism before, and I didn't know anything about it. So do you think that the fact that we have, like now is, I don't want to say trendy because it is not the right word, but we hear a lot about narcissism. Do you think it's because before we didn't have the tool to spot a narcissist behavior? Or do you think it's because of modern society, we have more narcissists than ever right now?
I think it's a bit of both, because Professor Sam Vaknin, again, was writing in the 80s.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going back over 30 years.
Yeah.
And he, did the stonewalling, the gaslighting, the love bombing terminologies and things like that. So he had very important information that's now been spread around the world. And his book that was written in the 80s and 90s has been re-edited 10 times now. It's the first and most primary source of the book. And some people take offense to it because it's so in your face. But once they've read it a few times and maybe gone back over a few passages, they say, I get it now. So it's really a great source of information. And to answer your question, I think it's always been around. I think, of course, social media has brought so much more up. I mean, look at what we're discovering these days. So, yes, social media. And I also think that everyone's had an experience. Many people have had an experience with a narcissist in some shape, way, or form.
True, yeah.
Either a full-blown narcissist, which, by the way, needs to be a diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder. It's not just because you're a horrible person.
And you can be diagnosed as a narcissist.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, there's a series of tests, but you have to want to do that.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to do that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what some of our psychometric tests are doing when we go for jobs.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they're throwing a few in there. Because, of course, when they're in the business force, the business world, it's very difficult.
True.
Because you'll have very good employees leave the business because of a narcissist, which is a shame for the business, and they're very difficult to manage.
Yeah.
But the difference between a narcissist and a psychopath, of course, again, is that you're able to, narcissists will still fear ultimate trouble.
Yeah.
Maybe losing their job.
Yeah.
Or losing their status or losing their source of supply, which is why if you say, I'm leaving you, they will lose their mind.
Yeah.
A psychopath will not have any fear. If you want to fire a psychopath, go ahead and he will burn the building down on the way out.
Yeah.
So, we've got a very, very faint line between the two.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think that with the rise of, globalization and the mega companies that are now owning so much of the world and all the other businesses, I think that at the top of the chain, you've got narcissists, and probably all the way along. I have clients coming to me all the time. Lots of guys come to me who are struggling with their male bosses because they're narcissists. The guys don't know that.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to work under a narcissist. My recommendation is when you're in the company of a narcissist, run.
Yeah.
Just run. Don't look back. Don't try and make yourself understood. Don't try and justify why you think the way you do. Run. There are millions of people out there that will be far more beneficial
Absolutely.
for your self-development and your own fulfillment than a narcissist.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You don't have to put yourself through that if you can detect it.
Okay, so I think we touched down basically like Well, I mean, this topic is so, so, so big that we can stay here for
difficult to just
difficult because everyone has his own experience, and then of course that we have proven facts and everything. But I just want to end this podcast by saying that a narcissist cannot change.
No.
So
they can't change because they don't exist. The person inside that's making all these decisions doesn't exist. So they're not going to change.
Yeah. So I just want to say that, guys, a narcissist cannot change. Doesn't matter if it's a girl, a woman, like a grown-up man, a grown-up woman. This cannot be reversed. And, I read that they tried to open like a clinic in America to heal the narcissistic behavior, but they couldn't. They failed.
Yeah, but it's a money-making thing.
Yeah. But this says a lot about what you cannot do with this. But you can do something. You can protect yourself. You can be more aware of what a narcissist is and what is not. And the reason why we made this episode is because we want to raise awareness and we want to share wisdom about it. So you can not only spot the red flags, but you can also like protect yourself and eventually work on yourself. So this is a right opportunity to just start to work on yourself, which is always the best thing. And as we're all about self-development and wellness and well-being, which are the number one advice that you will give to a person who went through narcissistic behavior? Which is the number one recommendation?
Run.
Yeah.
Run if you have any suspicion, because they're not going to be the ones to say no to you. But really, I think watch out for a few of those signs. See just what they want you to give up in order to be with them. And if that means your friends or your gym or your sleep or a particular way you live.
Can I say also that I think you need to watch out on how your body feels when you're surrounded by him?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Your body will always know what's right for you, and it will warn you with in your gut.
Yeah.
Or all of a sudden your body language will change, and you'll be sitting like this, and you have no reason why, or you'll be doing this, or you're doing this. This is a typical protect.
Yeah.
Because no animal likes their throat ripped out. So, watch your body language.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also listen to your friends. Listen to people who have already been around you for years, loving you.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, absolutely. This is another piece of advice, because they want isolation and they play with isolation. So try to get back to your tribe and understand, their point of view. This is crucial. And last but not least, talk to someone.
Yes.
Which can be like a therapist like you and a coach like you. And because of that, because we want to invite people to work on themselves and just finally like break through and find their own potential and not being under this spell, I would say. Where can people find you to work on this?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm on Instagram. My handle's mindresetme. And also I have a website, which is www.mindreset.biz.
Nice.
And if anyone happens to see that my phone number's written anywhere, you're also welcome just to contact me by WhatsApp.
Nice. We're going to put all the credentials down in the description. So if you want to start working with Trish, she will be more than happy to support you in your journey. And Trish, thank you so much for the lovely conversation. I hope this conversation was so useful and inspirational for you guys as always. And I'll see you on the next episode.